AI continues to shape our daily lives. From Netflix film recommendation, Amazon Prime does the same, YouTube does the same, to voice assistants like Siri and Alexa. You will find that AI is everywhere. Okay, but what exactly is AI? And how does it work? Most importantly, how do you see AI? Do you want to start leveraging AI or see how you can start leveraging AI in your career or business? Or do you want to start learning and building AI systems? Well, we must all start from the beginning. Welcome to a masterclass in artificial intelligence and machine learning for beginners. Today, I will try my best to break down artificial intelligence and machine learning in a practical and simple way. I will try to stay away from jargons as much as possible. And I will just offer clear explanations with examples or real world examples to help us better understand artificial intelligence and how it works and what role machine learning plays in it. Okay, so stay with me as we dive in. Welcome back. So let's start from the basics, okay? AI is artificial intelligence. When we say artificial intelligence, what we mean is human-like intelligence or human intelligence by a non-human. So in definition, we could say artificial intelligence is the science of making a non-human think like a human. Okay, if I would define it again, it is the science of making machines smart. Machine here being the non-human, which is a given, I think. So, artificial intelligence requires creating a system that will perform tasks that normally requires human intelligence. Tasks like image recognition, classification, or just simply making decisions. Okay, so tasks that would normally require human intelligence to do will create a system that will be able to perform that task, right? And that system is a machine, right? So artificial intelligence is the science of making a machine perform tasks like a human would. That's simple enough. So that brings us to machine learning, because I've said machine a couple of times here now. Okay. Now, machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. It's actually the backbone of it, because without machine learning, the machine can't be smart. So machine learning is a process of teaching a machine to learn from data. Okay. That is similar to how we learn as humans as well. So as humans, we also learn from data, right? Now, the data, we may see it as information, like the communication that is happening right now through the screen, or communication you have with other people. Wherever you go to and there's information being passed, you're learning. Okay? So just like humans do, we learn from data. Machine learning is the process of teaching the machine how to learn from data. Now, the difference between human intelligence, or human learning rather, and machine learning is in how we learn from data. As humans, we learn from data because we're humans, innit? So we learn from data through communication, like I say. And the communication is from our ecosystem. All right, the system or the environment that we're in. It could be from schools, churches, mosques, any learning center. right? Or it could be from the TV or from your phone. So we learn through interaction and communication, right? Now, machines learn from data. So we pass data to it and it's able to learn from it. Now, machine learning is that process of teaching that machine how to learn from data. All right. So once we're able to teach the machine how to learn from data, then the machine can be smart. It can perform the task like a human would. Okay, so I would go into what is AI and machine learning, how they kind of come together in using an analogy here, right? Now, if you've been a software engineer, right, or you've worked in the technology space, either building systems, selling systems, or designing systems, AI is also a system. Okay, so now the difference is, because some people would say, and I've had that question, that why do we need AI? We already have systems that perform tasks, which is true. We do have systems that perform tasks. But the difference between a traditional system performing a task and an AI system performing a task is in how the AI system performs our task, right? So in a traditional system, what we would do is we would write our code, and in the code there would be, I'm an AI software engineer, so I will try and go a bit technical, but not too technical, just to explain how we build traditional systems compared to building a machine learning system, or sorry, an AI system. Now, in our traditional system, we would have a lot of conditional statements. If this, then do that. If that, then do this. A lot of conditions to kind of guide the systems to know how to perform that task. With an AI system, we've already trained the machine, so the machine just learns how to do it all by itself. It doesn't need us giving it conditions. It's able to think for itself, mathematically though, but it's able to think for itself and perform that task. Okay, so let me give an example in a workplace. So let's say you're working in a company that you are being bombarded with spam emails, and then your boss says, how do we stop having these spam emails in our email box? With a traditional system, what we would normally do is we will go to a software engineer like myself and then say, can you write a system that filters the spam emails, filters emails coming in, and identify which one is spam and which one isn't spam? Okay, now as a traditional system, what we will do is we will create a pattern saying spam emails contain certain phrases or words, and we will use those words in our conditional statement to say, if the email contains act now, give us your bank details, or something similar, mark it as spam. Else, allow the email to go to the right inbox. Now, what would happen with such a traditional system is the spam email guys will then learn what patterns we're looking for. So they will go, oh, they're looking for words like act now, buy now, bring your bank details. And so they start to change their phrasing in the emails. Then our spam filter starts to fill because now there are new phrasing in that spam emails. Then your boss will then say, bring the software engineer back to adjust this filtering system so it can identify the new spam words or phrases. Now that's a lot of iteration of going back and forth, re-engineering your code and all of that. Okay, and as a business, that's also recurring cost of you constantly needing the software engineer to tweak your spam filter to be able to catch all types of spam. Now, The limitation of that is the software engineer or the software company might just be limited to a certain number of phrases, so they would only be able to protect you from the phrases they know. Now, with artificial intelligence, you can get lots of spam emails from everywhere. So we will feed the machine with a lot of spam emails and a lot of normal emails and send that to the machine to learn from that data. Okay, so we will represent spam emails and normal emails, thousands of them, as data, and then send it to the machine to learn on. Of course, we're using tools to teach the machine. So there are machine learning frameworks that we use, but we're not going. This is a masterclass for beginners, so we won't go too technical. Once you send thousands of this data, both good data and bad data, which is spam emails and non-spam emails, to the machine, what the machine does is it identifies the pattern. It is able by itself, using the tool for learning, but there are tools built for the machine to be able to learn that we use, using the tools for learning to identify the patterns for spam emails and the patterns for non-spam emails. And by itself, without your conditional statements or iteration of maintaining your spam filter, it is able to automatically know which one is spam and which one isn't spam. So that is how AI systems perform tasks. So it does the task in a more effective way and with less iteration with maintaining it. Because once you've trained a model, it is able to see new data and identify new data as good or bad, because it's already encoded in itself the patterns for what is good or what is bad. All right, so that is the difference between a traditional system and an AI system. Now, machine learning is what makes that AI system able to be an AI system, because training that machine, right, on that data for it to be able to create the patterns, and then because it's created those patterns, when new data comes in, it's able to know what is spam and not spam. That is what makes an AI system an AI system. Hope that is clear. So if you see AI as the goal, machine learning is the key tool to get to the goal. All right, so let's see that way. Now, how does machine learning work? Because in this case now, you're beginning to see machine learning as the be all and end all, which it is. Now, we need to understand how AI works. We need to understand how machine learning works. So how does machine learning work? There are three main, I'll call them key ingredients to machine learning. One is data, the second is algorithm, and the third is training, right? I've used the word teaching a lot. It also means training. So now I'm going to start using a bit technical word, not teaching all the time, right? So I know I've kind of interchanged it with training, but I try and use teaching more, so you know that it's trying to teach the machine how to learn from data. But in technical terms, that's actually training the machine, right? Now, so the three key ingredients again are data, algorithms, and training. Now, data is the fuel of an AI, okay? So what is the fuel? When I say fuel, I mean petrol or diesel or gas in your car. The more fuel your car has, the farther it goes, isn't it? Now, it's the same thing for AI. The more data an AI system has, the better it is at performing the task it's been given, because it has a lot of examples to use in making decisions when it has to. So the backbone of an AI system as its fuel or petrol or gas is data. So that's the first key ingredient. The second key ingredient is algorithms. Now, if data is the fuel, algorithm is the brain of AI. Okay. Now, remember I said in teaching the machines how to learn, we use learning tools, right? These tools are the algorithms. It's the algorithms that enables the machine to be able, or system, if that's easier to grab. I want us to keep on machine because it's a machine learning ingredient. It's the algorithm that helps the machine to be able to identify patterns in data and relationships between the patterns in the data. So the second key ingredient again is algorithm, and see that as the brain of the AI. Okay, now the third one, which I've labored a lot in this video, is the training, and we call it model training. Okay, now that is the part where the learning process happens. Okay, so it's the part where you apply the algorithm on the data to train the model, right? Because that model becomes, I would say in this case, the core of the AI system. Okay, because the AI system will move on that model. Now, just to give you a quick example, you heard about large language models, right? It's everywhere. They call it LLMs. I've done a technical jargon explaining what that means in another video. Now, large language model is a model that has been trained on data using algorithms that are for natural language processing. So that model is what has been put in ChatGPT that enables it to be able to answer back in natural language, because the data was trained with algorithms for natural language processing. Okay? So those are the three main key ingredients of machine learning. Now, if I want to give an example of how it works, so let's say you want to build a system, an AI system that can identify cats in a lot of pictures. What you will do, right, as an engineer, if you're an engineer, but if you want to know what an engineer would do, what an engineer would do is the engineer will feed lots of cats pictures to the machine. So we'll get a lot of cats picture. You get grumpy cat, happy cat, cats are not happy, moody cat, I don't know, sleepy cat, lazy cat. You get all the cat videos or cat pictures and feed thousands of that to a machine using an algorithm for image processing. It's able to create a pattern for cats such that when you give it a picture, it's going to find the relationship between the new picture's pattern and its pattern that it's been trained on, and it's able to tell you this is a cat, this is not a cat. So if you've trained a machine on cat pictures, it is able to identify cats easily within your picture. Hope that is clear. Okay, now this is what happens also. So I'm giving you practical world examples in fraud detection as well. So when your bank is able to identify a fraudulent activity or transaction, that's because they've trained a model on fraudulent transactions, that when they pass a transaction to it to vet that transaction, it's able to see if the patterns in that transaction is similar to the patterns that it's been trained on. If it is, then it's a fraudulent transaction, and to flag it as such. Okay, Hope that is clear. Now, as you can see, machine learning is key. I keep going on machine learning. So we've talked about the 3 key ingredients of machine learning. Can you remember what they are? They are data, which is the fuel, algorithm, which is the brain, and training, which is the learning process of the machine. Now we'll go to the types of machine learning that we have. As humans, we also have different types of learning, and I'll try to create a relationship between machine learning, the types of machine learning, and how human learning also happens. Okay, so the first type of machine learning we will be talking about is supervised learning. Now, supervised learning is when you teach the machine to learn from labeled data. So you label the data for it. So for example, in the cat example I gave to you, I have sent, as an engineer, a lot of pictures to it and labeled it cat, right? I've also sent a lot of pictures to it and labeled it not cat. Do you get? So you label the data for the machine. So the machine is able to use that label to attach to its pattern for that object or thing. Okay? Now, in human terms, and this is not a literal relationship, but just to help us understand what a supervised learning is. I can supervise learning to, say, teaching a baby, right? So when a baby is born, they're not aware of the environment, and as they grow, they first grow and we take care of them, then we try and teach them to be a bit independent, especially when they start crawling and when we start to potty train them and all of that. During that process of teaching a baby about its environment, we label things for them. We say doggy, cat, we say potty, wee potty. We kind of tell the baby exactly what those things are and what they are for. So that process is us labeling the data for the baby. So that's a supervised learning. Okay, and it's similar in machine learning. That's what it is. Labeled data for the machine to learn on. Right now, it's not a baby learning. I'm just trying to give us an example, because supervised learning is good for a lot of classification tasks as well. So it's quite advanced, but I'm just trying to give us a real world example. Now, another type of learning is unsupervised learning, and as you could have guessed, it's a type of learning where we are not labeling the data. Okay, we do not label the data. What the machine does in this case is the machine is sent this data using algorithms. It starts to identify patterns in data and data that have similar patterns, and it will cluster them and put a relationship around them, and will identify other data that are similar and cluster them that way. Now, it identifies data by classifying them and identifying what their relationships are, right? That kind of learning is what Netflix uses in recommending stuff for you as well. Okay, because it's able to classify the type of films you've said yes to and kind of put them together and say, okay, maybe this is what this person likes to watch the most. All right. Now, if I'm going to give a human example to that, again, my human examples are just to be able to help you find a relatable point between a machine learning type and human learning. Yes, so I would use a teenager. So I have a teenage son. As you know, with teenage sons, we don't label stuff for them. We expect them to use their common sense, isn't it? So when we say, you see your son going out in the cold and he has no jacket on, you're wondering, why have you not got a jacket on? You can see that it's cold. So basically, it's you expecting your teenager or young adult to apply their common sense. And how is that child able to do that? You've trained them over the years, so they should be able to know classify things accordingly so they make the right decisions when doing stuff. So again, it's not a direct example, but it's just to give you a practical, a human, relatable example to the machine learning type. So unsupervised learning is the machine learning from unlabeled data, meaning data that has not been labeled. So the last type of machine learning for this masterclass, and I'll keep it, there are many other types. There's deep learning, I won't go all there. So the last type of machine learning we will be looking at is reinforcement learning. Now, with reinforcement learning, it's got nothing to do with label or unlabeled data. This is where the machine learns from trial and error. Okay, so the machine is given a reward, right? Now my R is horrible, so I mean a reward, a reward for doing something good. So if the machine, the machine learns from making good decisions. Let me put it this way: the machine is able to make good decisions based on prior reward that they have been given. So if the machine does something good, you give it a thumbs up. If you've done something bad, you give it a thumbs down, so it knows, okay, that's bad decision. So it's able to classify its bad decisions and classify its good decisions and be able to make good decisions all the time. You get me? So that's reinforcement learning. Now, I would, in a real relatable non-machine term, I'll use training a dog as an example. You train your dog to not wee in the house, innit? So if the dog wees in the house, you don't give him its favorite dog biscuit or something. And if he does do it in the right place, you give it a reward and give him a nice biscuit. So that's how it is. So the machine learns through trial and error. And reinforcement learning is the backbone of most of the advancements we have in machine learning today. Okay, for example, even the ChatGPT that is quite popular, that model was built on reinforcement learning by human learning. So the human rewards the machine, and that's why it knows what's a good response from a bad response and all of that. So that is three main types of learning we'll be covering in this masterclass. So we have supervised learning for labeled data, where you label the data for the machine. You have unsupervised learning where you don't label the data for the machine, and then you have reinforcement learning, where you teach the machine through trial and error, giving the machine the reward for when they're good or when it's right or wrong. Yeah. So we're going to the final bits of it. Why should I care? Now you may be wondering that, well, why should I care? And some people go, yeah, why should I care? I've been carrying on in this life without AI. These AI things, what's the big deal? We have systems to do this. Why should I care? The reason why you should care is AI is transforming every industry. Okay, if you feel it's not in your industry yet, it's just because the AI system is probably still in beta mode, meaning testing mode, and will soon be there. So you have AI systems in healthcare. AI is helping doctors with diagnosing patients properly, right? Is also helping us identify types of diseases faster and what causes them and what they are made of and stuff like that. So AI is big in healthcare. It's already in there. Another industry is in finance. I didn't mention fraud detection. Real-time fraud detection. You have AI in there. In marketing, which is in identifying. Now, with marketing tool, is quite big already in that space, all right, where you can identify your target audience, what they like, what they do not like, based on people's interaction with your product or system. AI is able to collate all that data and help you develop the right marketing strategy. So it's already in there. It's in film, it's in gaming. We can go on and on. AI is in every industry. It's already transforming every industry. So, and another fun fact, AI is now being used to generate music. You can build a whole film using AI characters now. So it's everywhere. I mean, the quality of what you're watching, some people still want to see real human beings like I do. I don't think AI should be in everything, but the truth of the matter is, if you're in this space at the minute, AI is in whatever industry you're in, so you should care. Okay, so in conclusion, I would say AI and machine learning have gone beyond it just being a buzzword. They've now become key skills that we require in our daily lives. So when I say key skills that we require, I'm not saying that you need to learn to build or create AI systems. You also need to be able to know how to leverage AI system in your work. Okay, so whether you're a developer, an entrepreneur, AI is the tool that will take you to the next level now. All right, so everyone is using these tools to improve efficiency, increase productivity as well, and in some cases reduce cost and also time. It helps in reducing time as well. So because AI are good for repetitive tasks that are time consuming. So if you have a task that requires a lot of time, an AI tool could speed that up for you quite quickly. Right. So I'll also now end this by giving you my top career tips in AI. Well, my top career tips on how you can leverage AI in your career. I think that's what I mean. So giving you tips on how you can leverage AI in your career. So one key thing is you must learn how to use AI prompts to boost your efficiency at work. Now, the ChatGPT, the DeepSeeks, the Claude, they are there. I do know that there are some organizations who frown at using AI tools. I understand that, okay? Especially if you're dealing in a space where authenticity is required. However, you can use those tools to help you brainstorm. So I'm not actually asking you to plagiarize it, to help you brainstorm. So if you were supposed to do a research on something, so you're trying to do a marketing research for your marketing strategy, an AI tool can help you gather all the resources and summarize them quickly for you so you can understand what you're looking at. And that alone has increased your efficiency because it has reduced your time and has made you more productive in your work. So learning how to use AI prompts to be able to perform research in your work appropriately, whatever work you do that requires you investigating and knowing what to do, learn how to use AI for those. The tools you can use outside of the ChatGPTs and the DeepSeek, depending on your organization, Copilot is quite good. So when you're writing an email, in my organization, I'm an AI engineer, I'm an AI, I don't want to call myself evangelist, but kind of that, because I build AI tools. So in my organization, we are allowed to use AI tools. Now, Microsoft has Copilot and is enabled for everyone. So when you're writing an email, do you know how many times you look at an email and you correct yourself, and Copilot would help you either identify errors in your grammatical construction or just help you rewrite that email. And then you can add your own flavor to it if you want. So Copilot is within the Microsoft suite, and I'm not paid to advertise any tool. I'm just telling you tools that can be useful for you, and there are quite a number of them, but I use Copilot within the Microsoft suite in my organization, and it works quite well. So Copilot is good for helping you write professional emails, and it also enhances your professionalism. I actually found, now I've been working at a C level for a long time, and I kind of pride myself in able to write professional emails. But once I asked Copilot to kind of rewrite that email for me, and then look at so I've been writing rubbish, not rubbish really, but there is another level of professionalism it adds to it. So get yourself familiarized in using AI tools to enhance your professionalism. Okay, now if you're looking for an AI career, right, then within the technology space we have the non-technicals and the technicals. Now if you're looking for an AI career, you're trying to be a technical person, and that requires you learning programming, coding. Okay, I've explained to you how machine learning works. An algorithm, those are code snippets, or that's us writing a code to do that, right? It's not like there is a machine in a metal box and then we load data into it. No, it's all through code. Okay, through code, receiving data maybe through an API or through an external source, applying frameworks, that they're machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow, on your data to train your data, and then you build your model and stuff like that. So if you're looking to having an AI career, you need to learn programming, right? So take a quick course in Python with artificial intelligence, or artificial intelligence with Python. There are lots of courses online like that. So the careers you can look for as in AI will be either a machine learning engineer or a data scientist. Okay, again, start learning Python. Familiarize yourself with the machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow and PyTorch. I will release a video on the AI careers for non-technical professionals and technical professionals within the technology space. So AI is available to everyone to have a career. We can all have a career in AI for as long as we identify where we belong within the technology space. So I'll be doing a separate video on that. But as a technical person looking for an AI career, familiarize yourself with coding in Python and machine learning frameworks. Okay, now as a business and you're looking to leverage AI in your business, I would say first start by identifying any repetitive task that is time consuming within your business. Now, this is not about replacing people. It's about you empowering those people to perform those tasks as quick as possible so they can be more effective in other important tasks. As you will see, repetitive tasks are usually quite redundant. It's not requiring anybody's brain, but we just have to sit there and watch it happen. And so if you can find those repetitive tasks within your business, then you can find an AI tool that can speed that up for you. I would also say that process of identifying where AI will benefit your business can be daunting, and it might even confuse you. To be able to make the right decision, seek the advice of an AI consultant. Okay, I'm an AI consultant, but again, I'm not saying come to me. I don't even know if I have the time for that. But if you'd like me to do that, you can leave a comment below, and then I'll see if that works for me or not. But there's not a lot of us out there now, but there are quite some AI consultants out there. Seek the advice of an AI consultant on how you can implement AI effectively in your business to increase your productivity, efficiency of your staff, and ultimately improving your bottom line, okay, and making you more profitable. Right. So this is the end of our masterclass. I've enjoyed explaining this to you. Feel free to leave comments below, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.